Hey everybody, welcome to Advisory. Happy Thursday. I hope you guys are doing well. Today for Advisory, we're going to go back to our series about academic skills, and we're going to talk about one that you guys have said that you have a lot of trouble with, and I can relate completely, and that is concentration. Let's be honest, there are a lot of distractions out there. There are a lot of things that take our attention away, and in the times that we need to concentrate the most, like when we are in class or when we are working on something, it becomes that much more easy to get distracted. So, especially now that we're at the beginning of a new quarter, I wanted to go over some tips and tricks on how to stay concentrated when it comes to completing your assignments or focusing in class. First, let's talk about some of the things that help us concentrate and some of the things that do not help us concentrate. I know you've heard me say it time and time again, but sleep and getting plenty of it is incredibly important to making your brain function how you want to, especially when it comes to concentration. Proper hydration and nutrition is also important, giving your body the fuel that it needs. Getting plenty of exercise is important, like this old lady here who's putting many of us to shame with that deadlift. Maintaining a calm environment helps you concentrate. And while you can't really control this, being genuinely interested in the subject matter that you're trying to concentrate on, of course, helps a lot. Factors that inhibit you from concentrating are, of course, a lack of sleep. If you're tired all the time, your brain is not going to want to concentrate on anything. Being really hungry or really dehydrated, again, your body has to have that fuel every day so it can do what it needs to do. Being in a distracting environment, of course, doesn't help. If you've got a lot of people being loud around you when you're trying to concentrate, that's obviously not going to be good. Or if you're in a place where you can easily distract yourself. If you're bored by or disinterested in the things that you're trying to concentrate on, that's not going to help. Sometimes there are medical, emotional, or mental obstacles that we have to overcome in order to concentrate. And if you have too much time around screens, that has been shown to be really detrimental to our ability to focus on one thing at a time. Let's talk about how to concentrate well while you're doing work by yourself. You want to make sure that you control your workspace as much as possible. If that means taking some time to get reorganized, making sure all of the things that you need to do the task are around you, and to avoid being in a space where you know you're going to be distracted. Maybe it's the main room of the house or a Starbucks where you're going to see a lot of different people coming and going. When you're trying to concentrate on working, make sure that as much as is in your power, you control your workspace and keep it a distraction-free environment. Speaking of distractions, you got to eliminate those as much as you can. This may mean disappointing some of your friends by not texting them back immediately. As much as you can, you want to take things away that you know are going to distract you. So maybe turn off the Xbox, put your phone away and on Do Not Disturb mode. That way you are, like this person here, impervious to distractions. Number 3 is almost a mindfulness exercise. It is to focus on the moment. Many times our distractions come from the fact that we're too busy thinking about something that just happened, or we're too worried about something that may be happening in the future. If you very purposefully concentrate on just what is happening right now, that will help you get rid of some of those distractions that have a way of infiltrating our minds while we're trying to do something. Number 4 is to take breaks and to touch grass. Just like we talked about in the time management video, you want to make sure that you're including breaks for yourself. When I say touch grass, all that means is to go outside. Much of the work that we have to do is indoors, whether it's on a computer or on paper. And so just taking a minute to go outside, especially lately, the weather is beautiful. Get some fresh air, take the dog on a walk, whatever you have to do, but go outside, get some sunlight, and then come back refreshed. Set daily priorities or goals. I know you guys are tired of me talking about goal setting, but it's incredibly important at least to have a to-do list so you can check things off and feel accomplished about the things that you are able to do. And finally, switch tasks when you get stuck. This doesn't mean to go constantly back and forth between multiple things that you have to do, but if you get to a point on one task that you can't go past, that it seems like you're banging your head against a brick wall, then take a minute, switch to something else, and come back to that later. Okay, now let's talk about how to concentrate better in class. Number 1 is a reiteration of what I've already said, but you have to take care of your body before coming to school. This may mean having breakfast in the morning to give yourself a little bit of brain food, getting some exercise, even if it's just a walk or something that you're doing with your body instead of your brain. And of course, get plenty of sleep. Once again, eliminating distractions. There are lots of things in class that can distract us, especially if you're in a class with a bunch of buddies or if you're in a class that you know you can get away with being on your phone, as much as is in your control, you want to try to get rid of those distractions so that you can concentrate on the task at hand. While you're trying to concentrate in class, it's a good idea to write down questions. It's important to think of and write down questions as they occur to you in your brain. When you write down questions, that gives your brain the signal to try to find an answer to that question in the rest of the lecture or whatever other task is going on during class. Plus, by writing them down, you can make sure you don't forget them. Number 4 is take notes. Taking notes is not only helpful to retain the information that you're being taught, but it can also just give your brain and your hands something to do while the lecture or the class is going on. Number 5 is involve yourself in discussions. This is a really important one, and it's one that I think we've gotten away from a little bit since COVID. If you involve yourself in the discussions that are being had in the class, either with other students or with the teacher, you're much more likely to remember information and to not get distracted, tired, or bored. And then number 6 is find motivation. Oh, cool. Easier said than done, Mr. Hall. Yeah, I know. But sometimes motivation is not something that's just going to happen, all right? Sometimes, like I've said before, we have to do things and be in classes and listen to certain things that we don't find interesting or that we don't want to listen to. If you don't find yourself motivated from within to concentrate on what's going on in class, find another motivation. Maybe your motivation is very simply, I just gotta pass this class so I can graduate. It's not a very exciting motivation. Of course, we would rather be doing something that we're really excited about or passionate about, but sometimes keeping something as simple as I gotta pass this class in your mind can help you refocus and concentrate on what's going on. Just like any other thing that's difficult or doesn't come naturally to us, concentration is something that you have to practice. That's all for me for now. You can go to the next slide and have the discussion there. Be good to yourself and others, and I'll see you real soon.